Going back to what this Sam Jones young lady was doing, all she did was pick up a wombat and, maybe she shouldn't have done that. She certainly didn't hurt it on this particular occasion. I don't want to condone her actions because from an ethics perspective, her and I don't align at all. She's a hunter. I am not. Hey everyone, it's Opa here for another video where I talk about health, wealth and happiness. So today I wanted to touch on a topic that I've seen in the media, and typically I don't like to do this because it's not evergreen, it's all white noise and we can't really learn from it. However, I think there is a learning opportunity here because the level of outrage I've seen on this particular video is just disproportionate to what's happening in other aspects of our lives, which people are not maybe privy to, right? They might not see it or they might not know that's happening. But let me just point this out. There was a small viral video that went, all around the news organizations as well. It was a young lady who had visited Australia by the name of Sam Jones, and she was driving with her boyfriend, saw a wombat and a baby wombat, decided to get out of the car and pick up the baby wombat, bring it back to the car. Meanwhile, the baby wombat was getting distraught. A mother wombat was getting distraught because obviously the baby's gone, so the mother wombat is chasing after the baby. And people are losing their minds. Understandably so, and I agree with this because this person is a hunter as well and certainly doesn't align with my values, so I don't condone this action at all. In her defense, she didn't kill the wombat. She within 30 seconds, a minute, she ended up putting the baby wombat back and they went on their merry way. So the issue that I'm having is when you compare this to other industries, this happens at a much larger scale, day in, day out, throughout the world, and it's just a normal thing. Let me try and use some AI to articulate this. How many baby calves are slaughtered and separated from their mother? Give me the distinctions between the females and the males in Australia.
In Australia, approximately 200,000 to 500,000 bobby calves are separated from their mothers and sent to slaughter each year. These calves are generally less than 30 days old. The majority of bobby calves sent to slaughter are male, as they cannot produce milk and are not raised for beef. Female calves are often kept to replace older dairy cows in the herd.
When a baby cow is separated from the mother, how long does that baby stay with the mother?
In Australia, baby calves are typically separated from their mothers within 12 to 24 hours after birth. This early separation is standard practice in the dairy industry.
Why is this done?
Early separation is done mainly to maximize milk production and manage the health of both the calf and the mother. It also helps control the spread of diseases and allows farmers to monitor and feed the calves more efficiently.
Is this a common practice within the dairy industry?
Yes. Early separation of calves from their mothers is a common practice in the dairy industry worldwide. It's done to optimize milk production and ensure the health and management of both the calves and the cows.
What happens to a dairy cow once they've finished their term, and how long is this?
Dairy cows typically have a productive lifespan of about 5 to 6 years in the industry. Once their milk production declines, they are often sent to slaughter and used for meat. This is a standard practice in the dairy industry.
If a cow was to live out their full term, normal, without being in the dairy industry, what is the average lifespan of a cow?
If a cow lives out its natural lifespan without being in the dairy industry, it can live for about 15 to 20 years. This can vary depending on the breed and overall care.
How many chicks are slaughtered every year, male chicks in Australia?
In Australia, over 12 million male chicks are culled each year because they don't lay eggs and are not useful for meat production. This is a common practice in the egg industry.
So as you can see, this is the scale of this is full on, right? Like you can't even fathom these numbers, and it's heartbreaking. And I think the reason why I did that is I'm not sure if the majority of the public knows what's going on. I'll share a little story with you. So about 2016, I ended up cleaning out my diet, no processed foods, all of that stuff. I decided to eliminate meat as well because I suffer from chronic migraines. And I thought, look, I'll try this, clean out my diet, see how I go. That didn't really help my migraines, but I had read too much to start eating meat again, if you know what I mean. So I had read, Dr. Greger's How Not to Die, Dr. Neil Barnard's books, and I've watched a bunch of lectures on this health documentaries. And it got to the point where I go, I can't go back now, even though I'm still continuing to get migraines. It, from a health perspective, it was completely fine. And then I thought, within a short span of time, I've gone, should I actually completely eliminate all animal foods, such as eggs and milk and other dairy products. But I love my coffees too much, and I love my cheeses on my pizzas, and I just couldn't do it, right? And plus I was like, oh, is this gonna impact me from a nutritional perspective? So I did some more research, like I went really deep into this, and after about 5 months later, I figured, the conclusion was I was going to be completely fine. This has been happening for decades with other people around the world. Like if you look at the Seventh-day Adventist study, completely fine. These people who give up all animal products are considered to be one of the healthiest people in the world. And, now that has been the case for me because I get my bloods done every 6 to 12 months and they're always perfect. The only supplement that I do take is a vitamin B12, which is nothing, right? Take that and I'm all good. I'm middle-aged now and I'm probably one of the few people in my group of friends who are not taking any sort of medication for high blood pressure, cholesterol, or any of the other issues that may come up. And I mentioned this in my previous videos where I don't, I haven't been dealt a good set of genetics. I've got heart issues in my family, diabetes, high blood pressure. I've got the works. The only reason I've been able to maintain, I guess, my good health, is because I have a good diet and I move, not necessarily exercise. I've covered this before. So I've gone a bit on a tangent here, but circling back to this, I couldn't make the change, right? I couldn't make the change from from vegetarian to a vegan-based diet, completely giving up all animal products. And then I ended up coming across this video. This video was a farmer who was separating the baby cow from the mother, and both the mother and the baby cow was so distraught. It was so heartbreaking. And the reason why it hit home for me really badly at that point was because my son was just under 12 months old. And I know the connection that he had with my wife during breastfeeding time, and he loved that. That was a special moment for him and her. And the fact, and that sort of played in my head. And when I saw this video of them being separated, the calf and the mother, it just killed me. And I'm like, and at that point, and that was it. I'm like, I'm done. I do not want to get involved with this industry anymore. And it was obviously it was an emotional decision, but I had the research to back it up anyway from a scientific point of view that I was going to be fine. And I've been fine. So going back to what this Sam Jones young lady was doing, all she did was pick up a wombat, and maybe she shouldn't have done that. She certainly didn't hurt it on this particular occasion. Again, I don't want to condone her actions because from an ethics perspective, her and I don't align at all. She's a hunter. I am not. All right. I'm all about love, kindness for all beings, whereas, what she did was not right, but she certainly didn't kill that baby wombat, thank goodness. So the level of outrage that this particular video is getting is just disproportionate to what's happening in other industries, and that's what I wanted to highlight on this one. So if you are interested in digging into this topic a bit more, there's heaps of books out there. From a nutritional perspective, as I said, I've already recommended Dr. Michael Greger's How Not to Die. From a health perspective, that's the one book that I would recommend, because that's got 15 chapters on 15 of the most common ways that we as humans die. And he basically goes, these are the reasons, these are the foods that you should eat to avoid dying from, heart disease, kidney disease, cancers, and it goes down the list. And there's only one conclusion then. The conclusion of it is, you might not want to hear it, is to go on a whole food plant-based diet. Have a read of it. It's got thousands of positive reviews on Amazon. There's a whole bunch of other books that I could recommend here as well, but I won't go into it because it'll probably overwhelm you. There's another one called the PCRM, Physicians Council for Good Medicine. I can't remember. I forget the acronym, but that's a channel by Dr. Neil Barnard. Great channel, because they go through the scientific facts as well. Like, they'll pick a topic and they'll go on a deep dive. For example, if you take soy milk, they'll go on a deep dive onto soy milk, the misconceptions of people getting man boobs and estrogen or all of this stuff, and they'll break it down, which are all false, by the way. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope the level of outrage, warrants what actually happens. As you know, as I've articulated before with the AI prompt there, the dairy and the meat industry are probably the cruelest industries out there. They're barbaric in what they do. This is not, it's just horrific. I'll leave it at there because it's a very emotional topic, especially when you start looking into it. When you start looking into the horrific acts that happen, it's so bad. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.